Oh, I saw yellow. I saw yellow. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That is a real nice one. What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time visiting, my name is Matt, and today I am out in the hills of Northern California. We're out looking for gold nuggets, and we've actually already found a few in this spot in the past, so I have a really good feeling about today. So be sure to stick around if you'd like to see some gold nuggets being found. If you do like gold prospecting or you like the outdoors, consider subscribing. Now let's go find some gold. All right, so I just found my first piece of gold for the day. I'll show you the hole that I found it in, and I'll show you this piece of gold. I scraped back all this duff right here. It's anywhere from a few inches to about 8 inches deep. This right here is the hole that I found it in. I'm using the Garrett Axiom today, and I'll show you the piece of gold. So there's our piece of gold right there. Real tiny one. I barely heard it, but once I got it just facing the right way in the dirt, the Axiom picked it up really well. So we'll keep going and see what else we can find. Doug and I are both working in this spot where there's a lot of bedrock, but it's shallow. And I had this tone here that barely made a noise on my threshold. And as I was digging down, I was hitting the bedrock here, and the target was just further down in this little crevice here. And I have a really good feeling about this one because it was down in that crevice. So let me show you what it sounds like now that I got it out. Just very faint. So let's see what this is. Oh man, I think I see yellow. Got ourselves a nice little piece of gold right there. All right, there we go.
I'm looking through a camera. What size do you think it is?
I'm gonna guess that's 0.2.
Nice.
So we started digging this hole right here. I'd say we're probably a good 12 inches down right now, and it just barely came up on the threshold. Real quiet, but it was a really smooth in and out. So Doug and I have been working together on this hole here. We're below the manzanita roots, and here's how the target sounds. Right here's where it goes. Okay, it's out of the hole. And I'm gonna check it with the iron check. Okay, now it's saying it's iron, but we'll find out. It's a little nail. Little tiny square nail. Still, 16 inches down for a little square nail like that. Not bad. So far today, Doug has pulled 3 pieces of gold out of this little trench right here. There's cemented gravels down in here, and we have a very faint target that he heard with his knocks, and I can very faintly hear it with the Garrett 13-inch coil here, so let's swing over it. It's the tiniest variation in the threshold. Super faint. So we're gonna dig this up and see what it is.
The Knox heard it as an ID of 6, and it was about 6 inches down, about right there. It thinks there's something right there. So I was scanning sideways, so the Axiom is up here. So that's why I can hear it with the Knox. And I think it's in a little bit, just because the Knox was having a little bit of a struggle IDing it.
There it is.
Yeah, you're kidding me.
Just popped right out. Look at that.
Nice. And it hurt it.
I mean, barely hurt it, but yeah, it hurt it.
That's amazing. Okay. I'm glad I called you over.
Doug's got himself a target.
Tiny piece of rust.
All right.
We didn't hear that with any of the other machines. So.
Yeah. And you said you've had the 6,000 here in
6,000, 2,200, 2,300, all kinds of VLF detectors.
Wow, okay. Interesting. So I just got a really good sounding target, and as I was digging it, I noticed that I was starting to punch down into some cemented gravels. There's really nothing else that this could be besides gold. I mean, there's a small possibility that it could be iron, but this is basically virgin ground that I'm punching down into, and I have a really good sounding target. So let me show you what this sounds like, and we'll dig it up and see what it is. So the target's in the hole here. That's what I'm hearing. And if you look closely, you can see like this right here is really smooth rock. And as I'm chipping away at it, this rounded rock is coming out, but this stuff is packed in here. So let's see if we can get this target out and see what it is. Oh yeah, that's screaming. All right. There's a lot of trash around here, so it could be trash, but I just don't know. Sounds good. Not there. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a nice piece of gold right there. Wow, look at that. That is a really nice chunky piece. And it's even still got some of that red iron staining on it from this super red dirt right here. Let me clean that off. Oh yeah. Wow, look at that. Man, that is a nice piece right there. And it just started raining. Got the good luck rain bringing me the gold. Let's see what else we can find. So Doug's got a good sounding target, and he's on the bedrock. Sounds really good. The iron discrimination did kind of growl on it a little bit, but sometimes the iron discrimination, I found out, it will growl on big lead. And I've actually had it growl on an 8.2 gram piece of gold, so it's not 100% accurate.
It's lead. Probably a 38 musket ball. That was a good target though.
So iron check isn't perfect.
But it only growled at the very first time when I first turned it on, and then it stopped growling. It only did it once.
Okay.
It didn't do a continuous with each sweep.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that when it is iron, it'll consistently growl on each sweep, left and right. Okay, so I've switched to the 13-inch double D coil, and I have a good sounding target right here. And I really like the sound of this target. So let's dig this one up, see what it is. Definitely doesn't sound like mineralization or a hot rock to me. Get this big boulder out of the way. See what that does. Okay, so I think it's right around in here. Okay, that looks good. Let's see if we moved it. Alright, still there. I'm going to make my hole a little bit wider because with the 13-inch double D coil, on really all the double D coils at the Axiom, they are more sensitive towards the middle of the coil, which is I guess kind of a downside to the double D coils because you're not getting that edge sensitivity. And the edge sensitivity is nice because it helps you pinpoint the target a lot easier. And it also makes it a little easier to get the target out of the scoop once you finally get it out of the ground. Okay, so this is a deep target. And the iron check isn't saying it's iron, but it could as we get closer to the actual target. Normally you need to have a really super strong tone from the target for the iron check to really give you a good idea of what the target actually is. But we're getting pretty deep, which is possibly a good sign. Okay, we moved it. And the iron check is not saying that it's iron. Just trying to pinpoint it now. Okay, so whatever it is, it's right around in here. So let's see if we can figure out what this target is. Oh, I saw yellow. I saw yellow. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That is a real nice one. Check this out. Oh man. Wow, look at that. That's a good sized piece of gold right there. Let's clean that off and we'll take a closer look. Take a look at that. That's a nice chunky one right there. That might be pushing 3/4 of a gram. I mean, wow, that's got some weight to it for sure. Yeah, all right, that's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, cool. All right, so let's go see if we can find some more of these. I'll show you the area that I'm working. I'll show you what it looks like and the kind of ground that I'm looking for where I'm finding gold this size, and then we'll go see what else we can beep up with the Axiom. So to show you the area that I'm working, this is the hole that I just dug. You can see that there's some nice rounded river rock like this one here and this one here, but there's also some really beat up coarse stuff here where they're busting the bedrock and throwing it down the hill. I think what it was is there was this shale or slate type bedrock here and they just broke it to get all the gold out of it. A good example of that is just all this really flat rock here. And I've found a lot of gold in rock like this because this kind of rock, when it's eroding, kind of acts like a riffle and it'll catch a lot of the gold. All right, the sun is starting to set, so we got to start our hike out of here. We will do a little bit of detecting on the way out, so if I find anything, I'll be sure to get it on camera. Otherwise, we'll see you back at the house. Check out this fat little frog. Decided to hitch a ride on my coil. All right, we are back from our trip. Let's go ahead and weigh up this gold and see how we did. All right, let's go ahead and weigh up the very first one we found, which was this little guy right here. 0.03. So that's pretty small for a pulse induction coil. I found that one with the 11-inch coil. This one looks like it might be the next biggest here. Found this one with the 13-inch double D coil. 0.27 grams. All right, this might be the third biggest, maybe a little smaller, we'll see. This one I didn't get on camera, but this was the last one we found for the day. 0.205. Here's that nice shark tooth shaped one that we found right at the tailings pile there. Nice looking piece. 0.82 grams. And then here's that nice chunky one that we found. Really nice looking piece right here. 0.85 grams. And let's put them all on here. For a grand total of 2.175 grams. Not bad. Well, I am really happy with how we did. We found some nice gold. I have some really nice close-up shots of that gold that I'll show you here in just a second. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe so that way you can see future videos and watch some of my previous videos. Please also be sure to hit the notification bell so you get notifications when the next video comes out, and I will see you on the next adventure.